Megamind is truly a fantastic character, and it's really disappointing how the second movie completely ruined a lot of what made him special. But if we focus just on the first movie, his character is crafted in a really thoughtful and detailed way. He isn't just a typical bad guy, he's a rich multi-layered character with a deep and interesting backstory, emotional struggles, and a personality that changes and grows throughout the story. To sum up his background, Megamind is actually an alien who was sent away from his home planet after it was destroyed. Unlike the hero Metro Man, who had a loving and supportive upbringing with adoptive parents, Megamind grew up in a very harsh environment, a prison filled with criminals. This tough start in life shaped how he saw himself and contributed to him becoming a villain. It's a stark contrast between the two characters. Megamind's life was filled with rejection, bullying, and feeling isolated, which makes it easy to feel sorry for him and understand why he behaves the way he does. His story isn't just about being a cold-hearted villain, it digs into his deep loneliness and his desire for connection with others. One important part of this is his love and affection for Roxanne Ritchie, a person he truly cares about. His villainous actions partly come from his need to be noticed, to be recognized, and ultimately to be loved. The film does a great job showing that there's a lot more going on beneath the surface of his bad guy persona. It's about hurt feelings, longing, and the hope for acceptance.
Do you really think that I would ever be with you?
This complexity is what makes Megamind such a compelling and memorable character. There's no doubt about it, Megamind is incredibly smart. He's a total genius, always coming up with new inventions, gadgets, and creative plans. His intelligence is a huge part of who he is, and it really defines his character. But at the same time, this smarts sometimes make him a bit arrogant. He can come across as full of himself because he knows he's so clever.
It's revenge, and it's best served cold.
But it can be easily reheated in the microwave of evil.
Well, I think your warranty is about to expire.
Maybe I got an extended warranty.
Warranties are invalid if you don't use the product for its intended purpose.
On top of that, there are moments when his plans don't go perfectly, and he ends up in funny, awkward situations. This mix of being both brilliant and occasionally clumsy adds a lot of humor and depth to his personality, making him more than just a typical villain or hero. What's really interesting about him is how much he changes throughout the first movie. At the start, he proudly calls himself a supervillain and fully embraces being the bad guy. When he finally defeats his rival Metro Man, you would think he'd be on top of the world, but instead, he hits a serious problem. He doesn't know what to do next. He has this big moment where he feels empty and lost because his entire purpose was tied to being the villain fighting Metro Man.
We did it, right?
Well, you did it, sir. Yes, you've made that perfectly clear.
Then why do I feel so melancholy, unhappy?
Without Metro Man to challenge him, Megamind struggles with an identity crisis, wondering why he exists and what he's supposed to be. This inner struggle is a big part of the story and helps show his growth. Over time, he figures out he doesn't have to be just a villain, he can actually choose to be a hero and protect the people around him. This transformation from a supervillain to a protector is huge and really meaningful. It makes his character much more complex and interesting, showing that people can change and grow, even if they started off on the wrong path. When you put all of these pieces together, his difficult past, his sharp mind, his emotional struggles, his humor, and his journey from bad guy to good guy, you get a character who feels very real and fully developed. Unfortunately, like I mentioned before, the second movie didn't treat him with the same care. For many, the way Megamind was portrayed in the sequel didn't match the thoughtful and layered character they loved in the first film, which was a big disappointment.